Gentlemen, Antonio here. All right, quick question for you. What are the most expensive shoes that you own? Let me know down in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. Now, believe it or not, I bet I can guess the most expensive shoes in your closet. How can I do this? Because guys, it's easy. The most expensive shoes you own are the ones that you never wear. Make sense? If you go out there and you buy a $100 pair of shoes and you wear it once, you go out there and you buy a $350 pair of shoes and you wear them 350 times. Guess what? $100 per wear, $1 per wear. Which one was the better deal? Gentlemen, shoes are one of those items that you want to get right because good shoes are expensive. However, if you get the right pair in the right order, you're going to get your money's worth out of them, especially if you take care of them. In today's video, I've got 5 pairs of shoes I'm going to recommend you guys and in the order to purchase them. We're talking about dress shoes here. I support this with a great free ebook. Go check it out, guys. You can download it. It's absolutely free. 85 pages of solid information. Man's ultimate guide to dress shoes. Now, this is just going to be a little quick part of it, but the article that supports it is in that free ebook. And really quick, I've got about 12 samples here that I'm going to be running through to give you guys an idea of the 5 shoes that you need to own and variations of each of them. Because when it comes down to it, gentlemen, you need to make the right decisions for your lifestyle, your professional need, your personal need, and your style wants. So those are things that all are going to go into this. There isn't an exact right 5 pairs of shoes. However, I want to get you thinking about that. When you start to think about this and you pay a little bit more attention, you're going to make sure you make your own smart purchasing decision. All right? Let's get into the first pair of shoes that you want to own. We're talking about Balmoral Oxford, something that has closed lacing. Now, this is a whole cut dress shoe. Not technically in there, but I put it here because guess what? It's pretty much got the elegant, simple look, but here is going to be a more classic one with the closed lacing system. This one has a cap toe. It's in a dark oxblood color. This will work fine for wearing with a suit, and that's what you want your first pair of shoes, dress shoes, to be able to do is to wear them with a suit for a wedding, for a funeral. Anytime you've got to wear that, meeting with the president, meeting with the CEO of your company, you're simply getting dressed up for your little girl's communion. This is when you want to look your best and you need to have that pair of shoes that works with it. Now, black is going to be the de facto color for a lot of you guys. Be careful though, even though you've got closed lacing on this pair of shoes, we start to see a little bit of broguing here. So once you start getting into cap toes, broguing, all of a sudden, the formality of it is going to start to go down. You could still pull this off with a suit, though. Guys, by the way, this is Paul Evans. Most of the samples here I'm going to show you were Paul Evans. This one right here is made by Churches. I've got some Cheneys. I've got Alden. There are great companies out there. I go into a lot more detail in that ebook. But the first pair of shoes that you want to start with, Balmoral Oxfords. Next, let's go on to Bluchers. So the second one, and the big difference here is going to have an open lacing system, not a closed lacing system. So that's the key differentiator. You'll find that these shoes in general are going to have maybe broguing or they're going to have ornamental stitching. They're going to be lighter in color oftentimes. So these are going to be your more casual dress shoes. These you can still sometimes pull off with a suit, but they're going to look better with occasionally dark colored jeans at the probably the most casual, and then but you can always dress them up with a pair of gray flannel trousers, just regular dress slacks, maybe with a sports jacket. These are going to be very versatile. These are great, and I think should be the second pair of shoes in a man's wardrobe. Next, let's go to the slip-ons. So I'm going to have a wide variety of slip-ons I'm going to show you. The reason I love slip-ons is that they're casual, they're comfortable. Guys, when you are traveling, you're going through the airport, very easy to take on and off, to be able to go through that metal detector. They come in a wide range, and most men don't think, the monk strap. Not technically a loafer, but I'm going to lump into the slip-ons because you don't have to lace anything up. And I love it. Single, double, doesn't matter where you go. Again, I like to go with, in general, darker shoes. And I know I'm not talking about color a whole lot there. Again, I go into color in the ebook, so you can go check that out. Tassel loafer. Now, this is going to be a little bit less formal than the monk strap, but I find many men, especially in the United States, will pull this off with a sports jacket, odd trouser combination. You can wear with jeans. It's going to look great. Occasionally, if it's in a very dark color, maybe a black color, you could actually even pull it off with a suit, although want to be careful in bigger cities. Now all of a sudden we're having more fun. So this is a suede penny loafer. This suede right here is going to give it a much more casual feel. We've got the old driving shoe. Comes from the moccasin. Notice this right here. It's going to have, this is something that you could wear around in your car. When it has a bottom like this, you're not going to want to wear it, walking around too much because it will wear quicker. But if you want something that, you spend a lot of time in your vehicle and you want, or around your house and you want a nice slipper, this is going to work out great. The fourth shoe style that I'm going to talk about, gentlemen, is the dress boot. So right here, I've got a chukka. So chukka comes out of the English, I believe it was the wartime desert boot. It has since changed quite a bit. This one right here, as you can see, is in a dark brown. Again, Paul Evans is the company that made them. But checking this out right here, it does have an open lacing system. So that right there is going to make it much more casual. I think this looks best with a pair of gray flannels, maybe trousers, with an odd jacket, with jeans. It looks great. You're also going to see Chelsea boots, and those look really good with everything I just mentioned. And because they're going to be simpler in design, they actually sometimes can be worn with a suit. Now, I know many of you guys are saying, Antonio, I can't believe you're recommending wearing boots with a suit. However, if you live in New York City, you live in Chicago, you live in an area in which you get some bad weather, you understand what I'm talking about. Because you want to wear boots whenever the weather is just not really cooperating with you. You're getting rain, you're getting some sleet, you're getting some snow. You still need to wear a dress shoe, and you want something that's going to go up a little bit higher on the sides and protect your ankles and socks. All right, gents, so you're wondering, what is the fifth dress shoe that I'm going to recommend? Guys, I want you to go back and look at the four that I just mentioned, find out which one you're wearing most often, and repeat it, maybe in a slightly different style, slightly different color. So not to fully repeat myself, but guys, within each of these categories, I gave you about 3 examples, not just in color, but in small variations in size. So as we're going through, I didn't really even talk about brogues, wingtips, but these would be a great addition as a fifth shoe. Gentlemen, when it comes down to it, you got to find the right shoe for your need. In general, though, I like to go simple. I like to go in darker colors, and I like to stay within one color for most of my shoes. For me, it's going to be oxbloods and dark browns. I find that those are going to match most of everything I have in my wardrobe. I can dress them up. I can dress them down. I'm not necessarily a black shoe man. However, some of you guys are going to love the color black, and if that's your case, then make sure that all of your shoes kind of work there. And the reason is that is all of a sudden you're building up your interchangeable wardrobe. Gents, as mentioned, all this supports my free ebook, 85 pages of solid information. Go grab it here. That's it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.